All right, so despite the fact that I have like a billion videos for guides, for carriers, and everything else related to gear stuff, people still ask me questions about gear. I know I haven't made anything for like a couple years or like a year or two now, and like a lot of gear is updated. So we're gonna do a quick series for 2024. 5 minute videos on how to build generic carrier setups or whatever because a lot of you guys keep asking me. So 5 minutes or something, whatever. I'm gonna try 5 minutes. It might be a little bit longer, a little bit shorter, but we're going for 5 minutes. Not including the segment though. All right. So that being said, let's get a TLDR going for gear because you guys won't stop asking me questions about them. So carrier, right? So let's take a empty carrier here, just a generic one. Let's use enterprise because everyone has enterprise, and I'll show you guys a basic setup. So basic setups are basically a fighter, a dive bomb, and a torpedo bomber slot. So you guys see right here, this is a very generic carrier setup. Now for fighter slot, many things can go here. The most generic thing you guys can toss onto is just like any kind of carrier fighters like Corsairs, Hellcats, Repus, even Sea Fangs can work here. Very generic. Now if you want to get into bossing stuff, that's going to be a little bit different. So if you want to focus on light armor stuff, these Hellcats Havars are going to be best in slot there. Now, these things are only for Yorktown 2. So if you guys don't have, or Yorktown 2 event. So if you guys didn't find for me from Yorktown 2 event, you're going to use the next best thing. These are going to be the German fighters you can get from Gear Labs. All right, these are going to be your next best in slot to use for light armor stuff. Now, when it comes to the medium armor stuff, this is where it gets a little funky. Now, we have AP rockets. These are from PR4. Use these for medium armor stuff. If you guys don't have these things or not enough of these things, use that other German plane again. These are going to be best in slot for second ranks for light armor and medium armor stuff. All right, so use those. Now you're going against heavy armor stuff. That's a little bit different. A lot of good planes can go here. Flapjacks are what I usually use. You can make these in Gear Labs. Otherwise, Tiger Cats and Sea Fangs can work as well too. Tiger Cat right here, and Sea Fangs are gonna be, or Sea Hornets, sorry, are gonna be over here. All right, any of these can work for heavy armor. Just pick whatever you need to do, and you'll be good to go. Now, for a dive bomber slot, this is very easy. Hell divers, purple ones, these are gonna be best in slots for a very long time. You're pretty much never gonna replace these things. Now, when it gets to upgrades, you can get the gold one, 20 more aviation, a little bit slower, but it's still upgrade regardless. Then once you get to the UR stuff, 10 rise are pretty much going to be best slot for many of you guys. These are from PR4, very easy. And if you guys are lucky enough to have the Yorktown 2 bombers, I think these are best in slot for light and medium armor. So yeah, if you guys have these things, these are very good. However, they're very slow. So if you guys want to use timing stuff, be careful because these things are slow. Put these on a plane, you're pretty much going to go last. All right, so if you want to use these planes, make sure your last plane, last carrier that moves is a heavy hitter. Yorktown 2, Haku Ryus are very good choices there. All right, any of those could work perfectly fine. Now, torpedo bomber slot, these are going to be different. If you're doing campaign stuff, OS stuff, or just wave clearing in general, you're pretty much going to use a Wyvern, not Wyvern, well, Wyvern, yeah, but Barracudas. These are very generic, very easy to get. These are the lowest tier of parallel bombers that are considered very good. Now, if you want to go to different stuff, you can do like Avengers. You can use Douglases. I don't know where mine are, but I think I made one somewhere. But use those. Parallel bombers are what we want to use. Now, you want to go upgrade some more. Wyverns are going to be very good as well too. Wyverns are going to be best in slot parallel bombers for many of you guys because they're very good, as well as they're going to be good in later campaign maps such as 13, 14, and even 15. All right, so use these. These things right here are nice, but they're very expensive to make, and they're not nearly as useful as the Wyverns. Skip these for now, or just make one. Do whatever you guys want. Now, when it comes to bossing, there's 3 types of bombers you guys can use here. You guys can use Saiuns, Ryuseis, or the Junkers. Now, which one you want to use depends on what kind of time you guys want to use. If you guys want to go for speed, Saiuns are going to be best in slot there. Very fast, even though they have less damage. All right. Now, if you want to put more damage focus, you can use Ryuseis. Ryuseis do the most damage for parallel bombers, but they're very slow and a little bit more inaccurate because they drop far away from the target. All right. These are very good. Now, if you want to get a mix of speed and accuracy and damage as well too, Junkers are best in slot. These are very reliable, easy to make in the Gear Labs, and overall, just an easy torpedo bomber to work with for many carriers. All right, so these are bossing right here. The parallel, the converging bombers, these 3 right here, and parallel stuff are going to be up here. Pick any of these for wave clearing and good to go. Now, when it comes to auxiliaries, all right, most of you guys just get steam catapults. Can't go wrong with them. Just grab one right here, or not that one, but right here. Boom, toss that on. Boom. Flat aviation stats and HP, very, very good. Now, if you want to go more damage focused, get another Steam Catapult. Or if you guys want to go more speed, which is very, very nice, you guys can use the homing beacon. Homing beacon is very reliable, very good to use it all too, because a lot of people or like carriers are very, very slow. And if you're playing around Helena, because like a lot of people play around Helena, then having these around is going to make it very, very easy to get in touch with the 20-second intervals that Helena has. Now, if you guys want to do some funky stuff, you can do this as well too. The little Manju Elite stuff. Now, these right here have been newly released a couple months ago. I'm not a big fan of these. It makes you a little bit slower. I say if you guys want to maximize these, some of the current fights can use them, but don't worry about it too much. Just go Steam Catapults. They're much, much more reliable. All right. So that's my 5-minute for you guys. Might be a little bit longer. Sorry. Anyways, enjoy the video. I'm out of here. And here's a sample build before I go. Unless I'm already on the build. Sample build right here. All right. Have fun, guys.